Okay. So, the world is a joke to me. Holy fuck. I mean, I cannot stop laughing because this is like, it became the biggest joke of the century. Um, Actually, they're with this Dumb and Dumber, because this is how I call it. It's the game of Dumber Dumber with the coronavirus and all the bullshit. Holy fuck. It's like fucking ridiculous. Um, they're putting the world into recession. It's funny. It's a complete fucking meltdown. Economic meltdown. I cannot wait to see what's next. I mean, airlines are started slashing their prices. Oil prices are going down. Stock market is plunging. I mean, everything. I mean, they're closing down borders and shit, shit, shit. I don't know if it's, they really do that, or it's just they just craze it up for the public that's still watching fucking television, which is like a program, of course. And it's so funny. Even the film industry, they're gonna stop making movies because, I mean, lots of traveling going on, and it's just so fucking funny. I mean, how stupid can you get? It's really funny. Just for fun, because I had that like years back, whatever, like 10 years ago. Young living products, whatever, oils, etc. And they have the thieves, they have this oil blend, which is like a cold pressed stuff. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna check. Where is that? Fuck, it's out of stock. Because, I mean, everybody goes nuts, right? I mean, back then they were using it when they had the, uh, I don't even remember, whatever. It was some kind of fucking virus and shit like that. But it's like, holy mother of God. It's like, they're gonna do that. People won't travel, this. And yesterday I watched a short movie about this prodigy girl who was painting beautifully, and she started painting when, like, I don't know, 6 or 7, I don't know, or 4. And it's interesting because she's in Asia, or she was in Asia, but I think she's probably there. And she was telling me, how she got fucked up, how she, I mean, first she got famous and everything with the paintings. I remember watching her back then, like years back on opera, and actually, her whole family was moving, and now she went to Asia and stuff. So it's like betrayal, 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 after this, after that. Well, I think it's really um, an interesting scenario. And basically, it seems to me that how the I would say the only humans, okay, because this is what I would say them on the lower level of consciousness, lower level. That's it, because there are hierarchies in consciousness, and um, and that is the only hierarchy there is. And because there are human garbage, which I've seen on videos, Chinese people who are already having this supposedly virus. Of course, it's not, because coronavirus is nothing else but an ascension symptoms. But stupid fucking dumb and dumber does not fucking know anything about that, right? So they believe it's some fucking, oh my God. And I have to tell you that basically, just as much as fanaticism and superstition, and I mean, religion is a form of superstition. Don't misunderstand me. And basically, it's they are actually, this world, the 3D world, is on the level of superstition, which is the bastard child of fear. So, meaning, years back, uh, even if you watch The Skeleton Key, it's a good movie to watch just for this to see, and how it's really it's coming up. It's like everything comes up, which is in the subconscious of the of humanity and of humans. Of course, everybody's in a different level and in a different phase and in a different stage. So it's like, okay, so if if you have a lot of superstition in you, because of course, and everybody has, but depending on what phase you're working on and how deep you are going in yourself, because this is basically what it is. So basically, omnipotence is um, knowing yourself. Of course, it's like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking to the idiots, because I'm not talking to people in that sense who do not agree with me because they are not on my level of consciousness. That's how simple that is. Because if you are on my level of consciousness, there is no other way, but you will agree with me. Not that I need it. I really don't need that shit. I mean, you can go to whatever, you do whatever you want to do. But it's kind of like very interesting, Oh, and in the Vatican, there is this and that and whatever. Of course, I mean, all those countries who are really very deep down. I mean, look at Italy, fucking religious to the fucking shit. Look at America. There are a lot of religious people. I'm not saying that there are no not religious people like me, because I never been religious, but I have to tell you that in my shadow work and in my while I was doing the dissolving my subconscious in that sense, meaning I am in it, meaning we are in dimensions and we are in timelines. It is like so fucking incredible, and it's very tiring. I'm so tired all the time. Why? Because we are going back and forth to pick up our soul fragments, which we lost through our traumas. Because every time you have a trauma and you had a trauma, you, in that sense, you have to go back and pick that part up, which is still unconscious or not that conscious as you. And it's very interesting, because you basically go back. Let's say, what you have to know is we've been, in that sense, born trillions of years ago as souls. We are like freaking trillions of years old in that sense. And of course, there are those who are not don't have any experience. Now they will be the ones that are really afraid because they're like superstitious, crap, crap, crap. But I have to tell you that during this time, when you go back, and when it happened to me, on my phase in my stage, um, and it was on the 4th of February 2018, and that was the day when uh, I really, and literally, in that sense, this is when I was meeting my reptilian self. Basically, I met her in my dream state, but it was like so fucking vivid that I was there. And actually, I felt this pull in my back, in the back, and it was felt that pull in the back, and it was like, holy fuck, it was like death. That's how you're gonna die. And everybody's gonna get that if you go for, in that sense, basically resurrecting yourself, meaning experiencing the rapture itself. Of course, I mean, all that shit is all the religious people know about, but they don't know fucking shit about it. They just have those words, but they have no fucking thing shit about, they have no fucking idea how that feels. Because if they knew Holy mother of fucking God, you know. So it's like it's funny, and so this word became a joke to me. It's like fuck. It's kind of like it's really like feeling like when you wake up, you see that everybody else is fucking sleeping, and and in that sense your conditioning is still pulling you backwards when you know you want to go forward. It's a fucking thing. I mean, it's like for me, if I would have to tell you everything what I went through and I lived through, holy mother of God, we would be sitting here probably 100 years to even get to know just a fraction of what I went through. So it's like, it's kind of like, when people talk to me, I just like, oh please, just fucking shut the fuck up because it's like holy mother of God, and this it's more like fucking ridiculous, how this world is. It's like you just see those little morons, and somebody said, oh, it's you are not there on the top. I said, have you seen the top? What usually in human standards people consider the top, fucking shit. It's like nothing. And it's incredible because basically it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. So I cannot wait what they're gonna do because it's like, I mean, I don't know. I thought, but maybe this will be, maybe I will be the only one that can travel because it's gonna be. I mean, I looked at some airline tickets, uh, and China Airline has half the price like other airlines. It's like it's so funny. It's really funny. Gasoline prices will go down, and I mean everything. It's like they're like whatever. But of course, we all know that this thing is going for certain things, and I just cannot wait because it's like I just cannot. Oh, there was the other stuff, in the Louvre and in the what was that? Mm, in the Louvre, they made cash illegal or whatever. It's like, oh, it's virus and virus. It's like fucking people are stupid and stupid and stupid. So stupider and stupider and dumber and dumber. That should be the title of this movie. Dumb and dumber. We entered the age of stupidity. It's like absolute nonsense. Everybody is teaching whatever they teach or whatever they want to teach. You have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. And it's so funny because like I think that 10 years ago when I had that dream, and I am not a religious person, but I have to tell you we are all indoctrinated. And when you dissolve the subconscious, you are going backwards into those traumas, into those whatever you went through, because maybe you lived like I had those things like in 2008. I think I was doing a 28-day fasting, and just to see the result. And holy mother of God, I I I could I was always seeing the future, but then my everything was just cleared up. Everything, I've seen everything, and I could see the future. There are a lot of things, and it's amazing actually. It's amazing. I had remote viewing sessions. I had a lot of things. It's just basically humanity. Some humans, I would say not humanity, because humanity in general is a fucked up idiot, fucked up shit. But we are in at a time cross, and it's funny because at this time, it's in that phase. When you are in that phase, it feels like past, present, and future is one. It's a in one side you get so sad because you're gonna be sad, like very, very fucking sad. I would say, I was always, because I'm Pisces. That's in that sense the last zodiac, and 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 actually, I was always emotional, But holy fuck. I mean, if you think that you're not gonna get emotional while you're going and doing your own shadow work, and you're doing, especially when you do your ultimate dark night. And what do I call ultimate dark night? Is you're wrapping up all of your past lifetimes. It's basically, this is your last lifetime on earth, or in 3D. It's, you came back here to really free yourself completely. It's That's it. But of course, when you talk to, I mean, you do not even talk to anybody eventually. And that's what's so funny, because like 15 years ago, um, one day I was telling my mother some stuff, and back then I did not know that much at all. And but I was speaking, and she said, "Wow, you know what? You can only speak about these things to yourself and to your cat, and that's about that." But I tape this because maybe one day you're gonna find it, and in that sense, in on that day, it's gonna help you in a way, whatever, you know. But it's like, oh my God, many of us are going through this heavy thing. And if anything you want to watch, I've seen that a long time ago, but I would recommend that you watch Vimanas. Very interesting movie. And there are so many things which is not said to the public, and because you could not. I mean, there are just people. I used to work for a family, and I asked the kid, I mean, a question, and she said, no, no, that's stupid, whatever. You already know you cannot talk to them. There are so many people that they only know their little insignificant fucking little life, which is of course significant to them. And but holy mother of fucking God, what you don't know. If you knew what you don't know, it's like holy mother. And it's fuck. I'm just laughing. It's this whole thing became a joke. This is so fucking ridiculous. I mean, I wonder where will they take it from here? What what what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like the Black Death in 1400 or 1600, whatever it was. I don't care. Um, it's like, what the fuck? And it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny. But maybe something is great gonna come out of it, which nobody can predict at this point. Of course, I have things that I already um, see, but there is no point saying, because it could be that somebody uh, find this thing and they say, oh well, whatever. No, no, no. It's basically, in that sense, better to keep it to yourself, because it's just so fucking ridiculous that it's not even normal. Okay, kids. So just have fun with this, because um, I mean, really, you have to laugh. It's so absurd, this whole thing in the world, what's going on right now. And then you see the Korean guy shooting out rockets and stuff. I mean, fuck, holy mother of God. It's like, okay, I think, all the Chinese people who were smearing the shit on the, where were they doing that? I've seen it on Facebook on a film. Um, in the elevator. They were spitting on the elevator. All those people that were supposed to be sick in that sense. And you just sometimes just wonder, and these people, and I live in a world with these people. What the fuck? You know? Or or let's say like uh, the Arab world, where women are kind of like the equivalent of a goat or something, or I mean, you just even or or the other, when I've seen that like 3 weeks ago a movie, and sometimes I cannot even watch it because I'm just so sensitive, and I feel all those very uh, very strong feelings going through me all the time, and sometimes I have a little break, but this has been going on for well, more than 2 years, and I would not wish this for anyone, but I know that there are some that is going through the same things. Your body is burning from the inside out. Um, it's like you constantly have this emotional charge, which is like very uh, heavy, very painful. It's very painful. And basically, I have cried a river because I was crying all the time. And it's kind of like, and of course, you cannot work when you cannot even work. I mean, in this phase, this is the hermit phase, and you don't even have patience towards people. So you're actually hiding. It's like you are hiding. And another good movie there is, which I found in a very difficult part, um, but it made me calm because it was like, ah, fuck. First, I did not even know what's going on, and then of course, all the insights were coming as I was leaving certain things, and I was basically you're doing your own soul retrieval, and you picking up and you bringing back all of your soul fragments, because your soul was fragmented during those traumas in all of those lifetimes. So you're just gonna basically bring all of your power back, which is you don't need anything, you don't ever need any things, because you do not care to be anything in that sense, in the world of a human, because the world of a human is nothing else but an illusion. And uh, and basically it's you become this person. It's like you just say, I don't force anything. Nothing is worth anything that is forced. That's for sure. And um and basically I just want to be left alone. I mean, I would say most of the time. um I don't even want to meet people. Sometimes I do have that sometimes it feels good for me to talk to somebody. I have sometimes those days are like given to me in that sense. I have a break. In that sense, I don't feel that terrible. um but basically, you don't want to force anything. If somebody wants something, you already know that it is not for you, because it's kind of like it's your soul is gonna be in the being. It's just being. It's just existing. It's really I exist. It's like the passion of the soul. It's basically you're anchoring. You're becoming this soul incarnate. Um, you're no longer human. Um, and I remember like 15 years ago when I started writing stuff, or when 10 years ago I started writing, and I wrote more and more. First, I started my journals, and then other times I started writing. There's a lot of those writings by the name of Nova. And it's so funny because when I went into this phase, and I was getting back into that phase, it was like, I'm Nova, I'm Nova. And I was just saying that I'm Nova. And it's kind of like really you're becoming new. Um, and it's just amazing. Uh, of course, it is an amazing journey, but I tell you what, it's painful as hell. It's so fucking painful. I cannot even describe it. I could, but right now I don't. I don't want to. So it's just a very intense. Um, it's kind of like all of your identities are dying, basically, because you've been conditioned to all of those false past identities of your past lifetimes. Every time you had a role, and every time you lived through a trauma, I mean, it's like whatever, let's say 1400 when they burned you at the stake, or I don't know, drowned you or whatever. You basically, your soul was pulled out because a part of it, not the whole thing, of course, and that you stay normal or you can handle it. So in this phase, I would say, if you ever experience your own resurrection, you're gonna see, you're gonna see your dead body in a dream or in a vision. It doesn't matter. And basically, it's like, and and you bringing your new one. So it's basically, you are becoming someone else. You're becoming a completely different person, and you're not gonna be like the rest of the world. Those little average indoctrinated humans, um, because you no longer agree, because it's kind of like they have the old program and you have a completely new program, and you are becoming clear. In that sense, I have to mention that because that came up many times. um, I'm becoming clear. um, and all that shit that they're selling is like whatever. Don't worry about it. It's fuck. It's like, it's terrible. It's the most incredible. And it's so funny because actually, even in that sense, Scientology makes people sign uh, a certain paper, um, that anything could happen. And yes, exactly, because anything could happen. I felt I was dying. You die many times over. It's like, holy fuck. It's like, I don't even know how I went through it. And it's not over yet. Okay. So I'm kind of like, I've been out of it, like on the 4th of February, it was 2 years. And it's like, fuck. And and other times we are like so tired, because this is kind of like sacred exhaustion. And back then, like 2 or 3 years ago, they told me my soul had been retired. And um and then you just wonder, okay, what does that mean? And they were asking me, okay, so how does it feel? In my dream, they were asking me. And I said, well, that's kind of weird, strange. I have no idea what that means. Now I know. I did not know. I did not feel these things back then. I just knew I'm gonna be um, going through a phase, and many phases, many cycles we are going, and many initiations we are going through. It's like, holy fuck. Um, I don't even know. Maybe if you had asked me, would I have done this? I could have skipped that, because it's like, fuck, I wish I had a simple life. I wish I had only a little relationship pain, or I wish I only had, what job to take, or whatever. I don't even work anymore. I just can't. It's like you cannot work because it's kind of like funny because there is this movie Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour, and in that movie there is this professor at the university, and he goes back to him and he reads a book because this professor wrote this book about time travel, and 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 actually said he went to Venice and he actually felt that he was there, uh, but he was after very exhausted, very very exhausted. It was like, oh, he's not gonna do it again. And this is what it is. It's kind of like you're going back to pick up that soul fragment, and in that sense you're educating your own soul fragments, which was a long time lost in that sense. So you're kind of picking it up from here and there, and you always had different traumas. Sometimes it was about relationships, sometimes it was about money and power, and sometimes it was about other stuff. And you will always picking up different fragmentations in that sense. It's very hard to tell to people who never went through this. It's we are actually becoming multidimensionals, but holy mother of God, it's like whatever, you know. It's I just wish this whole thing would be over. But I tell you something. When I asked, in that sense, I'm talking to my source because basically I am source. And when I ask how long will it take, like I asked like 2 years ago or something, and they said 2 or 3 years. So this phase is, and of course it depending on how fast you're going. I mean how fast you can proceed. Um, it's it's not easy. It's not easy. But anyway, on the other hand, there is this incredible thing that you kind of start laughing at things, and really funny, you know, how ridiculous this whole world in that sense became. It's like it's just one reality, and it's it is so different to go through it and live through it than when people are just writing about it in a book. You cannot ever um, find out or really know things that you never went through. So experiential is something else, because I was channeling stuff years prior to this whole process, and but knowing the path and walking the path is two different things. Two different things. So, and of course it's like you're gonna see shit, like you're gonna see things what you never thought that you could see, and the feelings that comes with that, holy mother of fucking God. So um, there are three words we have to go through, and it's not a small task, and whoever is doing that, but this is the the best thing that you can do for yourself, because when you do this for yourself, in the meantime you are doing it for the collective, but you have to only worry about your own life and your own stuff. It's you cannot worry about anybody else anymore. It's like that's it. It's you're done. You're done. Well, anyway, thanks for listening and have fun. Bye. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Today is the full moon. It's the 9th of March 2020, and I really wonder where this whole thing's gonna end up. And the other stuff, like 2.5 months ago, I've been told, and I got the folder on my lap in my dream, and and it said Sleeping Beauty. So we are at the Sleeping Beauty project. I'm very tired, and I actually had someone saying their daughter, who is 45 years old, is going through a phase, and she's sleeping 18 hours a day. So yes, we are at the Sleeping Beauty. I don't know what is the next project, but we'll keep moving ahead, we keep moving forward. We cannot do anything else. We cannot stop. We cannot. I wish I could stop. I sometimes I just wish I could get a break. Sometimes we do, but other times it's holy fuck. Okay, so bye.